Fortunate.
The voids I create I am under attack.
I can't move?
I must be attentive.
Is under attack.
A golden thread.
Okay, my buttons are working.
The void path proceeds.
Dude, Pango gets so fucking tanky, it's ridiculous. Patience.
Only what you are. Manual reload. They test my patience.
Your bottom tower is under attack.
Without traveling.
Radiant structures are fortified.
Oh, we're doing it! Poggers!
Wow,
Someone
guys,
drop
we
a
killed them,
fucking
but that's normal.
poggers!
Very good.
Holy
Wow,
fuck,
bro,
finally!
We fight with power spikes. Wow.
Oh, they have good
Unbelievable,
attacks, mate. They have
unbelievable.
crap,
Fighting
but-
with power spikes.
Shut up! Shut up! I fuck your dog mother, shut up! Play Dota, we win now. Easy game, thank you.
Fucking European
I fucked this dog, fucking Monkey King, fuck him.
As always, блять, as always.
Yeah, blядь, fuck these guys.
Low skill region, блять, as always. 1505, nothing new. Go on bases and go in rush.
Tower has fallen.
Okay, I come rush.
Do you think I've not seen this?
I had to get a little Russian for a second. I had to get a little Russian. I had to drop a bliat in
Seems
there.
promised. In preparation, my preferred. You are nothing. Yasha. Void strike. Could it be otherwise?
Yeah, I'm coming.
The natural course. With purpose.
Might find monkey.
Do I choose this path, or does it choose me? No efforts. Void sent.
I'll take Age.
Yes, yes, yes.
I create a
Your bottom tower is under attack. Your Shan has fallen to the ground.
no.
Seaman! Save Seaman! Kill monkey! Kill monkey! Kill witch doctor!
The hidden path.
Well played. Go Tormentor, take the mirror.
Radiant structures are fortified.
Can you guys do without me? I want to take DD run.
Go, go.
The enemy's top tower has fallen.
No longer hit Manta style. In preparation. Ether step. Not like to be touched.
They see me middle. See me middle.
Other options, a comfort from home.
Your bottom tower is under attack. Your bottom tower has
Do you
fallen.
think I've not twice the measure of power? Your line ends. Void step.
Oh, kill him.
Resonance.
Me and Weaver are far.
Purpose.
Start with man.
Coming.
I encompass all.
Yes, fuck his Suka in this fucking bliat. Right in this fucking bliat.
The natural course. Tap. I know the way. My preferred pathway. I feel more. I must be attempted. The proper move. It's kind everywhere. Call it a premonition. I am under
Shit, where do I go?
Your top tower is under attack. The enemy's bottom tower has fallen.
Play with Beast and Tiny, guys. I need to finish Ags. I will show up, but not first. I'm not gonna set up.
Could it be otherwise?
Which doctor is it?
Your top tower
Not
is
too
under
deep,
attack.
please.
It was always so.
Don't just kill which doctor. For BKB they can't.
I took a shortcut.
TA mid.
I do not hesitate. Never a false step. All doors open. Each step taken.
Dude, what is he doing? No, it's not good. Maybe on ward together. Need Tiny.
Each step taken always without. Like breathing. So my powers may
Chill, stay together and chill.
Behind, guys, behind. Money.
Do I choose this path, or does it choose
I go
me?
in for Rin. Chill.
They're respawning, be
In
careful.
preparation.
Player on bot.
With purpose. Voids.
One rockets.
I do not like to be touched. The natural course.
Wait for it, Aghanim, then go.
It was always so.
I can go with Arcane if we're strong.
Yeah, let's go, let's go.
Everything
Got good wards,
takes
guys.
time. I walk, I know the way.
Fail coming, go, go, go. 20 seconds BKB. Roar ready.
It seems promised. I walk the hidden path. In my you let none. They test my
Right here, I can Q.
An echo from the void. You void no good. My preferred. Could it be a
Your top tower is under attack.
Jumped.
the void path proceeds?
Not important though.
Man,
Your
luck.
top tower is under attack.
I do not hesitate.
Take tower and back.
Do you think I've not seen
I
this?
put sentries, please, stripes everywhere.
The enemy's bottom tower has fallen.
Moving without traveling. Out of step. For resonance. If my enemies had hope before,
I can
Guys,
start.
50
for her.
seconds, 50 seconds.
you'll not interfere. Full strike.
Guys, cast spells. What the fuck?
Your top tower is under attack.
You
Bro, what the? Tiny just fucked me.
Your top tower is under attack.
Oh my god.
Rush soon.
Bum 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 bum.
Novel.
I'm gonna buy nullifier first, actually.
Never a false step.
Yes,
Good
smoke.
wards, guys.
I must be attentive. Moving without traveling.
Maybe on the wave.
I know the way. It seems promising.
Pratar klipar.
Do you think my embrace awaits?
Fuck.
Manual relocation.
Maybe go through portal on the Weaver. I can CB if you catch. Some answer
No
that.
longer hidden. I do not a gift.
Your top tower is under
He
attack.
really shouldn't be able to just split there like that. It's really
It was
annoying.
always so. A taste of the void. Call it a premonition.
Cancel.
Your top
No.
tower is under attack.
I'm coming.
As I joined the trials,
Your top tower is under attack.
Bara gör det.
there is no I choose this path, or does it choose me? The void. Could it be otherwise?
Check rush.
Nullification. What chance have you? A voidful procession. In preparation.
Rush up or no?
Ja.
He did it on Dire. It's
The
gonna be up
natural
really soon.
course. I walk the hidden path. Each step taken. Attack. With purpose.
Okay, let's go bottom. Someone push bottom and set up.
The
So
void
get
flows
rush.
through
Rush should be
me.
bottom.
The void path proceeds.
Good kill.
Novel. It was always so.
Your smoke.
Take item,
Otherwise-
neutral item.
Do I choose this path, or does it choose me?
Maybe I should have taken the cloak actually.
The void path proceeds. I'm everywhere. Found a field of nothing. Flow, here I walk.
Push.
The mortal way. Other options are mere illusion.
The enemy's
natural
middle tower
course.
has fallen.
They test my patience. Well resisted. All
Radiant structures are fortified. Dire structures are fortified.
Can take bottom too.
Enemy's middle tower has fallen.
Push
The
really
enemy's middle
fast.
barracks has fallen. Your
I
top
might poke
tower
Witch
has
Doctor.
fallen.
Don't
Enemy's
dive too
middle
far with me.
barracks has
Let me
fallen.
go first. Or glyph near him.
Radiant structures are fortified.
You can.
Can you jump with me?
Bottom tower.
Whip near?
10, 20 seconds.
Enemy's bottom barracks has fallen.
Up kill. Go, 0 hours. Тяни, first.
I'm TPing out.
Your bottom tower is under attack.
I think if we go fast, we don't let them rush. They only are 3.
Each step
Your
taken.
bottom tower is under attack.
In preparation. A voidful procession. Nullifier. I know the way. I do not hesitate.
Your
Do you
middle
find the
tower
monkey with
is
me?
under
Never a
attack.
false
Tiny?
step.
No, not TA, monkey.
You cannot
Careful, careful, бля.
counter
Died.
Your middle tower is under attack.
Я в тени.
Your middle tower is under attack.
I must be attentive. The face
Radiant's turret has been killed.
Wait team, back.
I'm tipping, guys, I'm tipping.
could it be
Yeah, we will.
otherwise?
Over here.
Can I go?
Manual relocation.
Go, I'm coming.
Moving is I must go.
Monkey, no buyback in the back.
Help my side. In preparation, an aspect of myself. Oblivion pulse.
It's okay, just sit roach, I guess. Oh, we found him. Bum 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 bum.
Yeah, just go in, just go in, guys.
Nah, we're already here.
Okay, take.
Test my patience.
What does Nullifier remove? Pango's Barrier, Solar, Jingu,
Your Shan has fallen to the dust.
Spirit Breakers, Bulldoze. Also gives me armor.
Each step taken. Do I choose this path, or
Your
does it
middle
choose
tower
me?
is under attack.
Voidful procession.
The
I
enemy's
do not
bottom
hesitate.
Why'd they put the banner there? Kind of
Your
fucking
middle
weird
tower
champ.
is under
Love
attack.
for nothing. Creation is messy.
The enemy's middle tower has fallen.
I rise.
The enemy's middle tower has fallen.
True.
I'm in an aspect of myself. The enemy's right.
Man, one too many spells. I could have
Prescribed to this is far.
lived, I think. Nah, they would have chased me, but that's what it is. Bro, he does not win this fight. He needs to run the fuck away. Damn, I can't believe I started the day losing 4 in a row with a double down, and I've just been in like fuck mode ever since. Sometimes you're just in fuck mode. Maybe I should try the new Pango. Looks pretty good.
Your middle tower is under attack.
Monster kill.
You want to know the dress code? It just does a billion shield and a billion damage. Look at his shield.
Go kill them, I'm coming.
With purpose. Or give malevolence. Other options are
Barriers, bros. The barriers.
never a false step. The nature of the beast.
Doing the damage in the roll feels better,
walk
I guess,
the mortal
with the roll instead of just Q and W.
Do you think I've not seen it? I must pay attention. Here, you cannot touch the Lord. I create opportunity.
Damn, he didn't die.
The natural course.
It's 7:05 a.m. right now. I played all night.
The enemy's top tower is falling.
3 seconds, 3 seconds.
I should have come.
Bro, I went around the whole fucking screen like 4 times. That's crazy. No blood magic necessary.
Radiant structures are fortified.
Just pure fuck magic. I feel like I had some passengers in my vehicle this game. I did some owning in the mid to late game. So much fuck. Okay, I think it might be time to make the mid tier list. What are we thinking, bros? I have no more rerolls left. Did I use them already? Cum guzzling monkey buys a deso. What the fuck does that mean? What did he mean by that? Who is the middest mid? As in like Zoomer speak? Like mid? Or do you mean like the most mid laner? I don't want a Google Doc on what he meant. Oh, he bought another Deso later? I think he meant the Pango. I'm sure the TA had a Deso first. So I only lost 38 MMR today, even though I'm 5-4. Boom, boom. Was this win game today? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. No, I did lose 5. The bot's wrong then. I'm 5-5. This game was today. And one was a double down, so that makes sense. Do we return to 10K on Sunday? Because tomorrow's in-house day. It's time to make a tier list. I haven't made a tier list in forever, it feels like. I liked 2015, 2016 Dota the best, right before 7.00, right before talents. I actually enjoyed a lot of the talent patches, not the very first one, but the Wings TI was the best Dota balance patch I've ever played. I played Han since like 2010-ish. There had some good balance patches in there. I didn't like the early Dota 2 patches, even like 2013, 2014. I wasn't a big fan of the meta. I preferred 2023 or 2024 Dota to 2014 Dota, if I'm honest. But 2016 Dota is unbeatable. That's the golden age. They're going to have to really outdo themselves to beat 2016 Dota. But I think there's also nothing wrong with there being a best patch of all time. I think there could be a better one day. This patch is pretty fun. It's got to tone down a bit, but I'm enjoying it a lot. Wraith Pact was one of the worst patches of all time, for sure. I don't remember when that was, but that patch could be like erased from my memory. Pick a different patch. I didn't play that one. Sorry, Jin. Sorry. The 6.83 was pretty bad. That was the one with like Sniper Troll Lesh, right? It was like 2014-ish, 2015-ish. That patch and Wraith Pack patch were pretty bad. It wasn't all like sunshine and rainbows like before Talents. Like there was like a good series of patches up until the Comeback Gold patch. And then the 2015 patch was just like the mech Shadow Fiend mid shit with the Wizard Shadow Fiend and like Storm, and it was okay. But 2016 Dota though? Wings though? That's the golden age patch, bros. I like this facet patch a lot. It feels like a Dota patch. The first few patches with Universal Heroes in the map didn't feel like Dota for a bit. It felt like a clown fiesta. It starts to feel like Dota again for me. This patch is a lot of fun. I can't stop playing this patch. I think the Crownfall pass is cool too. Jug Sniper Mom patch? I don't remember. That might have been around 6.83, honestly. Yeah, Death Ball and Zoo patches, cringe. Wraith Pact, cringe. Universal Heroes suck. Okay, so let's look at some examples of facets for a sec. Let me Dota 2 tier list. I like using the tier list maker instead of the in-game thing. I don't know what you guys prefer. Do you prefer, like, I made a tier list on here a while ago. I don't like this in-game thing very much. Do you guys like this, or do you prefer the, like, Dota 2, what are we in right now? 7.35. So 7.33 should have all of the heroes in it. So, let me reset the list I have on the side, because we'll do that in a minute, but we might have to quickly brainstorm some new category names. I think the colors are good. It doesn't have Muerta. Don't care. Muerta wasn't in 7.33? I mean, she's not a mid-hero anyway. So let me go to, like, the full list. So, like, talent design that's, like, honestly fine is, like, carry talent, mid-support facet or whatever. Not talent, sorry. Innate is okay or whatever. I find this thing really annoying. Facet design that sucks. Let me try to think hard about this. Shadow Fiend. Okay. And I'm sure they'll fix this over time. I think facets are a great addition to Dota. And it's like, you can't make it perfect right away. Like, there's a billion of them, right? Lasting Presence might be one of the worst facets in the game. You right-click, your support, your carry, your mid, your off-lane, your fucking jungle, you're always going to take Shadowmire. There's, like... This is like a debuff almost, somehow. It's awful. So, no matter what build you're doing Shadowmire. And a lot of facets are kind of like that right now, where you have the illusion of choice. But most heroes at least have one good one. Where Ember has good facet design. So, like, double impact, I feel like, is really good in a snowbally game, which is what Ember's great at. It just makes him better at what he's doing. So like in early to mid game rotations, you're double sliding people like supports or fights at the rune. This is really powerful. Chain Gang is really good against like Chaos Knight, illusion heroes like Naga. It changed the whole fucking screen. It's way better post Octarine Core than Double Impact. Like mid to late game, it's superior. Now, most facets that buff your early game in some way are much better because Dota is about winning the early game and snowballing your lead. It's about getting ahead and then getting more ahead. So having like a facet that only really helps kind of in the late game, or it's situational. Like Chain Gang is amazing against Naga. You can root all 4 illusions in the early game if they're all next to each other after she splits. Same thing with Chaos Knight. You'll always get all of them. It has its place, but there's like at least a choice. One more bad example is, let's see, Storm Spirit. Shock Collar is like purely cosmetic and does nothing until you have Aghanim's and 25 talent. And then you hope they auto attack you while after they get stunned, which is what most people will do. I don't know if it's dispellable. If it's dispellable, it's even worse. But you can do the one-shot the screen build late game with that. But it's pretty bad because like this just helps your early game, and then you don't need to one-shot the whole screen. If you have a good early game, they'll just be too far behind. So those are like some problems. Like this one is the perfect example of the meme I saw the other day. Like +5 damage to your Q in some really oddly specific way. Like if it's a full moon and Mercury's in retrograde, Shock Collar will do extra damage. Whereas this, like all time when you press Q, it's better to land mid. It helps farming stacks. It just helps the whole game. So those are facets that should probably be looked at and reworked or changed over time. I will say that maybe part of the reason why I'm enjoying the facet patch is because there isn't much choice. It's just strictly buffs for the most part. So like Void Spirit's another one where symmetry just doesn't work. Like you'll always have more. I don't know if they just did the math wrong. It doesn't work with items. It's only physical barrier, and you just have more barrier with this the whole game. I feel like I dump my entire skill bar unless it hits all 5 heroes on a Monday when the sun is down. I get less barrier than just pressing E once on 5 heroes. So I don't know, and this is all barrier too. So I don't know when the fuck you're supposed to pick symmetry. Even if they have 5 physical heroes, you'll take the other one. It just doesn't make sense. But yeah. Let me set up the screen so that I can be big face man. Take this off. I go put my big face up here. You guys love big face man. We need the chat for chatting. And then we need to full screen this. So then I can display capture this. I think we can read this well enough. This is fine, right? You guys can see me okay? Let me do a little hair flip for the fans. My old man hair. What's up? Okay. We have hacking and cheating. We have a very powerful meta heroes. Are just very powerful meta heroes. Good if not countered. Pick if good game. Pick for fun. Pick if you hate yourself. Hero specialist only. And then like low MMR heroes. So like we can rename this to something more clever. Herald Superstar Division. Kind of makes me mad that it's like not big enough to fit on the whole screen. What can I do about that? Nothing, I guess. Okay. I will record for YouTube now. Honestly, I haven't thought about this off screen very much, so I'll be like moving stuff as I'm going. Okay, you know what? Superstar is fine. Superstar. There we go. Good idea. Commended, Sharks. Commended. Actually, Cause said it first. Commended, Cause. Sorry. I didn't read your message first. Witch Doctor is still terrible to lane against, yeah. He's a bit easier to focus down, at least, which is usually the counter. Hello, everybody, and welcome to a new YouTube video. New mid-tier list. It is I Annihilate, also known as Danny. Live from Twitch with a new tier list. Say hello to YouTube, everybody. First and foremost, I have a few heroes at the top in like the A's that we'll go over first. There is a lot of really good heroes in the current patch. We're at 7.36 B or C. I don't fucking know. B, I think. Are we C now? I think we're C now. This B to C patch, I think, is what we just had. It hasn't changed too much of the mid meta. There were some slight nerfs to Shadow Fiend. He's less oppressive than he was, but he's still really powerful, I think. People double pick ban this out all the time. So we'll start with the S tier hacking and cheating Shadow Fiend. Shadow Fiend is ridiculous. I feel like his laning phase is giga powerful. Yashikaya is way better than going Yules as like a mana regen and auto attack item. It feels like you go stats over the attack speed buff spell. I forgot what it's called. When you go mid magic Shadow Fiend and you have treads and Yashikaya, you actually have a lot of HP from getting the stat points. And you hit really hard with auto attacks if you run out of spells, and you one-shot the whole screen with your spells. So it's great. Next, we have Void Spirit. I think Void Spirit is probably a B tier for me, maybe C. Low B, maybe, or middle B. The Symmetry, which one is it that lets him have the magic barrier? The like little tankiness thing you get from the innate ability and the magic barrier on top of the physical barrier feels pretty good. It feels good to get Mage Slayer in some games into Agnums or Manta with a like Null Talisman Embracer. For mana regen, you get the Null Talisman instead of the Mage Slayer into Agnums. Feels really good. You're like really tanky with all those stats, and the stats obviously give you bonus magic resistance, mana regen, health regen, and armor from the innate. So it stacks with your barrier pretty well. So it feels really good. Next, Tiny is also in the hacking and cheating tier. I feel like the toss facet is ridiculous amounts of damage. This hero gets double pick banned a lot at the start of games. Supports want to play it. Mids want to play it. Carries don't want it as much as the earlier patches, like the A patch or the first patch for the facets. But even offlaners want this. Getting Conda with the toss thing is ridiculous. You don't have to blink in always to go for kills. I've had plenty of times killing people on Tiny. Like, you max toss first, it helps you farm. It one-shots waves that Echo Saber with just a tree throw or an auto attack with a tree into a toss, level 7, like level 4 toss. So farming feels really easy. Wave clear feels so much less mana intensive than it used to with the previous Tiny where you maxed Avalanche. Very strong into early... The innate thing that makes you tankier is great too. Like, I hate hearing the sound when I lane against Tiny. I hit them and it just makes the stupid sound and I get mad. The other thing about Tiny, like I said, is you don't have to blink in to combo people always. You should still do that to get some kills. But like in a team fight, for example, you don't have to just blink into their whole team and pray that you survive. You can throw something. It does 700 AoE damage. And then you can throw your tree to finish someone off. Or like you can poke them with toss with the facet because it does so much to their whole team. And then blink in later. Kind of like Ember Spirit where you're sliding them down a bunch. If you're just spamming toss in the team fights, then you can pick to commit later. Is that stuff really playable that heroes that can fix the other team? Yes, it doesn't matter. You can just Requiem from the trees a lot of the time with Yashikaya and Ags and stuff, and then Refresher. Just really, really strong hero. Sniper, we're going to put in Herald Superstar Division again. There was a couple patches where he was picked to counter Puck in lane mid, kind of as a niche hero. So he was like C tier, maybe B tier for a patch in some tournaments. But I don't think I've seen any mid snipers in my games. But the lower your MMR, it doesn't have to be Herald only. Like even 2K, 3K, some 4K lobbies, sniper's pretty strong. I think there are some viable mid sniper builds, but good luck playing against like a Tiny mid or something even. Like you might have an okay early lane and then he'll just keep throwing shit at you. You won't be able to sit in lane anymore. There's just a bunch of... It just doesn't feel good to be a sniper type hero right now mid. Invoker, I think Invoker is B tier solely because there's so many Shadow Fiends. I don't think the facets. I like getting Mastermind or whatever it's called. Or is that the innate ability? Which one is it that gives you Agnostic? Is the left one. The right one, I forgot what it's called. It might be Mastermind. But the one that gives you Spell Amp when you hit on Exhort is pretty strong even with Vessel. Elitist, that's what it's called. Thank you. That's pretty strong, and I get that in most matchups against ranged heroes like Shadow Fiend, for example. But I've played against a few Agnostic Invokers as Ember or Void Spirit or even Tiny, and the orbs do a billion damage. Like, the Quas orbs and the Wex attack speed makes you a really strong lane dominator. It makes the Ember matchup really hard for Ember. And it kind of gives you a pretty good choice of like picking Agnostic to win your lane or picking Mastermind or whatever, Elitist for the early mid game to buff your Vessel with the Exhort later to buff all your team's damage. Because it doesn't only give you Spell Amp like it used to. The debuff that you put with Exhort on enemy heroes works for your whole team. You're still going to go a universal right-click starter kit build on Invoker. Like, you want Vessel into, like, Witchblade, Manta, Pike type things. You don't go in, like, Aghanims, Octarine, Refresher, Midas anymore type things. There might be some viable Exhort builds. I think for the most part, you're going to go Quaswex. Like, against Ember, I'd go Quaswex. Against Shadow Fiend, I'd go Quaswex. One of the best heroes to pick against Shadow Fiend mid if you know the Shadow Fiend is coming. And that puts them, like, pretty high up. I would say, like, if you're picking Invoker randomly every game and not knowing your matchup, it's going to feel more like a C game. But I think there's enough matchups blind where, like, you're at least a B tier because of so many Embers and Shadow Fiends. Those are, like, two matchups you should do pretty well in. Even against Void Spirit, it should be pretty good. I don't know how it would fare against Tiny. Maybe the EMP is really good, but you might get denied a lot and stuff like that. But anyways, next up we have Zeus. I think like it's between C or D. For me, I'm going to put it D tier. It's probably a C tier. I think this hero received 8 million nerfs. I see people go like an Aether Lens E-Blade build into Ags these days. It's kind of the old Magic build now. It was very strong at the beginning of the patch. After some nerfs and the Manta not working anymore with the Innate or the Shard, just feels like the old Zeus that had the same problems where he couldn't split push with like safely. He couldn't farm as fast. It just feels hard. Next up, Lina. I think like Lina's just a worse version of other heroes right now. I don't know how to explain it. Like, I think if it's a good game, it's okay. But if I'm going to pick, like, let's say they have an Ember Spirit showing or a Void Spirit. I'd rather just pick Shadow Fiend if I want to do a Magic hero, if it's available. Usually it's banned. And if I want to pick, like, a right-click lane dominator, I'll probably pick Invoker. If I want to pick, like, a carry-ish mid, I'll pick Wind Ranger. They're really... Or Wind Range, not Wind Runner. There really isn't, like, a playstyle that feels like she's the best at. So she does lane really well still, especially with the free, like, half level of Fiery Soul. But it just doesn't feel very strong. Storm Spirit, I think last patch was for sure A or S. I'm going to put him in A because it's my best hero, and I love this hero, and I feel like he's still very strong. But the nerfs probably put him, like... If I'm going to be honest with myself, which I never am, I put Storm in B, but I just love Storm Spirit, so we're going to put him in A. The Moving Remnant makes farming stacks or farming jungle a lot safer and more efficient. You don't have to tank the creeps as much. In bad matchups, like if you have to lane a Shadow Fiend or an Invoker or something, or even a Lina, you have the Moving Remnant to secure CS, so you don't have to move yourself next to the creep wave or aggro the creeps onto you to land your Remnant to secure CS. Again, and then on top of that, against like the Embers and Void Spirits and Tinies, you shoot the Remnant past the creep wave a lot of time, and it hits them way farther. So, like, not only does it help you in bad matchups to have the Moving Remnant, it also just harasses the living fuck out of people that try to get to the close to the creep wave on you. Very, very powerful in lane. Especially, like, ever since the attack speed buff, he's been strong in lane. Pangolier, I believe, is A or B. I don't really see this hero that much, but I've heard it's really strong. I'm gonna put it in B tier just to be safe. I think the Echo Saber and like double jump shield build is really strong. This hero feels like he just has 5,000 HP the whole game with the shield talent and the double jump shield thing. He just feels busted. I haven't play tested it at all. Like, I don't think I played a single Pango game. I played against it a couple times. It does feel really strong. But I haven't felt like, oh my god, I can't win Day of a Pango. In fact, I just beat a Pango offlane with like a 10-0 start last game. I've seen it offlane more than mid for what it's worth. I think it's still a very high competitive pick. I just don't think I would put it that highly on a pub tier list. This will be for mid lane only element. I haven't done a carry list ever, I don't think, but maybe I could in the future. What do we got? Puck. I think Puck is like kinda playable if they have a Storm, but you don't want to really play Puck against Void Spirit or Ember. It doesn't feel that bad against Shadow Fiend, but it doesn't feel good. I'd rather be other heroes. I don't want to play Puck against Tiny. Like, it's almost pick for fun tier just because the meta heroes are so good into Puck, aside from Storm. And he's one of the heroes that the Jostling Rift facet is the only good one. Like, the curved orb kind of sucks. And the innate's not that bad, but most heroes have gotten buffed above him in the past 3 or 4 patches, and he's been nerfed, I would say, overall. So, like, his power level stayed the same or got lower, but all the other heroes' power levels went up. So he's kind of just a lot worse now. Leshrac, I think B tier, probably suffering from power levels on other heroes going up, like Shadow Fiend, Lesh, Storm, even Void Spirit, Invoker. Like, there's a lot of good matchups into Lesh. I still think it's fine if you want to pick it into Chaos Knight. There's not as many Naga Sirens these days. It doesn't feel like there's... Like, whenever I pick Lesh, I picked it once today, it feels like it's good if it's a good Lesh game and I'm not countered. Like, it's not C tier only. Like, it's definitely better than Puck and Lina. You don't only have to pick it in a good game. You can probably pick it more if you're a Lesh spammer. But you're just not the same Leshrac that was super OP before the nerfs. I think at the beginning of the patch, I rated this hero much higher, and he did get a few nerfs. Still feels kind of the same, like, right before the Facet patch, pretty much. Even though the auto attacks giving mana is actually kind of nice. Next up, Arc Warden, we're going to keep in Hero Specialist. I don't know, I've only seen this hero lose, personally. I don't know how he works anymore with the Facets. I'm not going to, like, lie to y'all. I don't know how the hero works anymore. They keep changing his, like, on the dire side, he does things on the left. On the Radiant side, it does it backwards. I don't know anymore. I've never seen this hero win a Dota game. I don't care about it. Sorry to all Arc Warden players. You will win games if you're good at Arc Warden. You will lose games if you're bad at Arc Warden. It's kind of how the hero's always been. Broodmother, I would say, is like S tier carry right now. Mid lane, though, you don't want to lane against, I imagine, Shadow Fiend, Tiny, Storm, or Ember, and those are like the most popular guys. If for whatever reason all those heroes are banned, you're actually going to like take over the game a lot of the time as Brood. Brood is insanely strong right now, just not as powerful mid as it is off lane or carry a lot of the time, I would say. You have much worse lane matchups. Lane matchups are really important meta-wise. Like, as strong as Broodmother is as a hero, especially from the carry position, you are going to struggle in a lot of the mid matchups. Beastmaster, I could say Hero Specialist. There has been some Beastmaster mids. It's not crazy. Tinker, you got to pick this if you really hate yourself these days. Tinker had a moment of brilliance before they made his shield was a strong dispel last patch. Now it's a basic dispel, and he just hits the floor. I think I heard Koikva say on his stream, for example, that the only way he thinks the hero would work is with Midas as a carry, and I feel like if that's the only way the hero can work, you gotta really hate yourself to pick it, personally. I think he had like a 47% or 48% win rate when it's strong dispelled, and it did feel really annoying to play against. I'd put it like B or C tier maybe, or in the Hero Specialist, like somewhere in that range. Now I think it's like, you gotta really hate yourself if you pick this hero. It's not even good if you're not even gonna have fun, even if you win, honestly. Batrider, I think you can pick if it's a good game if you counter your lane, but I haven't seen many good, like, I haven't felt like I wanted to pick Bat. Like, it's good against maybe like Primal Beast, or it used to be okay against Pango. You can probably knock him out of the double jump pretty easily. But all the other heroes, I wouldn't really want to play it against. Even Shadow Fiend, I'm not sure if you can win that matchup. You probably can. I'm not sure. I used to like it against Tiny as well, but with the toss facet, you probably get slowed a lot. I'm really not sure. I don't put Bat Rider on the list with very high confidence, I guess is the best way to put it. The double jump on Pango gives you like giga damage on the shield crash and more barrier, but it does give them more time to dodge or like push you out of the air on it. It's just really OP. Ember, I don't know if I should put him in A or S. I'm going to put him in A, but he might be S. I don't feel like I'm cheating when I play Ember, but it feels really, really good to play. Like, I don't think you can pick Ember first pick the way you can with Shadow Fiend and Tiny right now. I think if you first pick Shadow Fiend or Tiny, it's not griefing, and it's actually good to do that because the heroes are so strong. Whereas, like, if you first pick Ember Spirit and get lane countered, you're still going to have a really hard time. It's not just, like, free game no matter what. So just, like, keep that in mind. I talked about this on stream earlier today, but the double impact facet, the double slight one, it's really strong to snowball the early game. When you have max slight or even 3-point slight and you go to a rune skirmish or a side lane gank and you're hitting multiple heroes, it does make a big difference and helps you snowball the early game and do like get more kills. Against illusion heroes like Naga or Chaos Knight, I really like Chain Gang because you chain the whole screen. If there's even too many illusions, like let's say CK or Naga have like 7 illusions, you can just throw a remnant next to them and then slight chains and it gets all of them. And like classic thing, I'm the least lucky player in Dota ever. Uphill miss, whatever. Naga Siren presses like mirror image, there's 4 of her. I'll hit all 3 illusions with chains or something. I'll just never get the real hero. Whereas you hit 4 with Chain Gang, so it's pretty good. I would default to double impact, but Chain Gang is better post like 30 minutes with Octarine and stuff. So if you feel like your games go later or you feel like your lane matchup's going to be hard and you're going to play more for farm around the Flame Guard than the Slight in the early game, then you can consider Chain Gang. But I do think double impact overall suits the hero better as like a snowbally spirit guy. Like just makes the early game really oppressive for the enemy team. Monkey King, we'll throw him in pick of good game. I think against like Ember, Void Spirit, Broodmother maybe even, there's like some decent matchups. I don't know about other ones. I'm not a monkey specialist. I know there are a couple monkey gamers out there. You'd probably have to ask them more about this. I've seen it more as a carry with the jumping facet or whatever it's called. The one where you like primal jump 0 cooldown and it feels like anti-mage with Battle Fury. It's picked against Tiny a lot. That makes sense. Tiny has low armor and you can build the Jingu and keep up with damage. I still don't think Monkey counters Tiny to the point where I wouldn't want to play Tiny, but it does make it a little better. That makes sense. Queen of Pain, I think it's C tier. Surprisingly, the Masochist facet that damages yourself is better than the other one, but it's still not just a pure buff. I have literally died ulting 5 heroes. Like one of them popped a Blade Mail and I ulted 5 heroes. I had the Dagon. You're forced to buy Dagon just so your spells don't literally kill you. And you usually go like Dagon Kaya into Ags or Dagon Kaya Sanj Ags. And you play a spellcaster version. Last patch, I was doing Glipnir before facets and doing a right-click quap. They nerfed her attack speed talent. It's like on the Shadow Strike now instead of always. But yeah, very good spellcasting hero in some games, but definitely don't want to play it against Ember. The only matchup I really like Queen into really a lot of the time is Leshrac. There really isn't that many Queen matchups I like, and you have to max the Scream now because the dagger really sucks. It doesn't heal anymore, and that like nerfs her laning phase a lot. So not the greatest spot for Quap. I think I've won a couple games, lost a couple games on it. It hasn't felt like unplayable, but just not good. OD, I don't know. Like, there's probably a game for OD. I just don't know what it would look like. I haven't seen this hero once. I don't think the hero's weak. I played it in unranked once. That was my only experience post-facets. I picked it into Huskar. Like, Huskar has 0 mana, lol. I'm going to one-shot him with my ult. It didn't feel like it did that much. It's okay. It's not bad. I don't know. I think Zeus is weaker than the rest of these heroes in C, but I could put it up in C as well. I think there's more situations where I'd want to pick these heroes over Zeus. But there are people out there that rate Zeus higher than me, not just you. Like people even higher ranked than me. This is just my like personal list, I guess. So I don't know. As someone who's played a lot of Zeus before the Manta and after the Manta, I feel like him not being able to get Manta is just like really bad for the hero overall. He doesn't have anything to trade off with it. I think Huskar is pick for fun. Borderline pick if you hate yourself. Not having the disarm on Q and it not costing mana is actually a huge nerf. The silence doesn't matter really in the lane ever. And it used to cost mana, which was basically free. Huskar has no other spell that costs mana. His spears don't cost mana. His passive surely doesn't cost mana. His ult has never costed mana. So now instead of just having some free resource that you would only use for Q, you never bought a bottle or any mana regen items either because you just felt like you had infinite mana. Now it costs HP and it doesn't disarm them, so it's like a double negative when you're in a situation, let's say you're against Ember mid, the classic Huskar matchup to counter Ember. He can run you down with like Slight and Flame Guard and you don't disarm him and you're going to hurt yourself when he goes on you. Like it changes the all-in matchup. Yeah, but most heroes on this list aren't weak after 30 minutes. Like all the heroes above Zeus just really aren't that weak after 30 minutes, I don't think. Which is the problem. Like I still think he is decent in the early game. The Manta made him scale into the later game, which is a big reason for all of his problems. Primal, I hesitate to put it in B, but I do think that like he's a very strong C. The only matchup I find myself picking Primal against is Pangolier, and it feels really good to just pick a Pangolier up while he's rolling and make him your fucking bitch. You know, like, oh, you wanted to roll? Sorry, I just picked you up. Your roll's over now. That and like the entire Pango hero is the roll now. All of the Pangoliers build like right-click damage to buff the roll damage. So if you can just BKB blink a Pango roll, you like win the team fight a lot of the time. Other than that, I can't think of too many matchups I want to play Primal. It's mostly I'm picking it if I have a Grimstroke on my team. Not happening very much. Or I have two supports that want a stunner guy to go in front, like a Techies. It used to be good with Dark Willow, but they took the Bedlam targeting thing off. So it's not bad with Dark Willow these days, but like it's not the same level of synergy. You want someone to put buffs on you. Like even an Ogre Magi putting Bloodlust on you is a good buff. You don't really want to just pick the hero to pick the hero. Picking it for a break can be okay, but you don't get Aghanims until way later. So, like, most games are decided by, like, 20, 25 minutes at my MMR. And I feel like he's just not that strong in the early game without a bunch of runes and good early game rotations with supports. Like, it's not going to feel good if you have Warlock on your team that can't follow you around and buff you, you know? TA's fallen a lot. She's gotten nerf after nerf, and she was probably the strongest hero in Dota at the beginning of the patch if it wasn't Axe. Now that we're in the C patch, I think it's back to, like, you can pick it mid if it's a good matchup. If it's not a good matchup, play it as a carry. If you don't see your matchup, it feels really rough. You have a really slow early game. I even played a Void Spirit versus TA game where I didn't feel like the early game was that hard for me, even the lane. It is still oppressive that they can go Meld or Refraction level 1 and have Psyblades against melee heroes or like in the lane in general. Or put 2 points in Meld early and leave the Psyblades at level 0. But I just don't rate this hero that highly. They've nerfed the Shard, they've nerfed Refraction, they've nerfed... it's not Meld dispels anymore, it's Refraction dispels. There's been a lot of nerfs to this hero, and I think she's like a lot more balanced now. She's still very good, I think, as a carry, but yeah. Just not like the same power level where you can just pick it mid and kind of just 1v9. Meepo's back to Hero Specialist. There was a patch where I had him in S or A. The Disperser Aghanims patch where he still goes those items a lot of the time, but there was a small nerf to Dig. There was a small nerf to the Ags, I think. There was the nerf to Disperser. It doesn't hit the whole screen. It's just 2 Meepos now. All this stuff toned him down a decent amount where you can still pick it, but you better be good at Meepo. It's not just going to be a free win even if you can play with your feet. Like, I think the patch with like the full AoE disperser and the unnerved dig and Ags. I don't know. I think they nerfed the Ags a little bit or something. You could play Meepo with your feet that patch and not really care. This patch, it does feel annoying that he gets his Meepo one extra level earlier, especially if you're a spirit hero or something and he like double nets you or whatever. But they nerfed the poof to not one-shot waves as early, I believe. And that was like a big nerf to his early game farming as well. So yeah, Meepo specialists only, bros. Caudle, I don't know. I'm not a Caudle player. He's somewhere between B or C. I'm really not a Caudle player, so I'm gonna put him in C personally. I think if Lesh was a lot more popular, Vessel heroes go up in value, like even Earth Spirit. Just like a Vessel guy or a Blade Mail Vessel guy like Earth Spirit. Really good at shutting down those healer heroes like Bloodstone, Lesh. Like when Pugna and Lesh were picked a lot, Caudle's really good. He AoEs them 2 screens away. It's hard for Lesh to stay on top of a Caudle, but it is pretty good. The problem is, like, I think giving heroes like Ember or Storm, even Tiny, a free lane, they're just going to do more in the game than you. And it feels pretty bad. It's like one of those heroes as well where not necessarily Herald Superstar Division. I don't think there's any Herald God tier Caudles out there. But the lower the MMR the game is, you are going to feel like you're in your power spike for longer. Like the Vessel Dagon or Vessel Travels is going to feel more powerful for longer. You're also not going to play against people who are going to deny as many creeps against your blast. They're just going to walk out of the way and not tank it ever. They're not going to aggro the creeps or bully you to, like, on denies. If you can like get 6 first as Caudle mid or like farm your stacks like unganked and untouched, it's going to feel really good. The Caudles at my rank, I like deny like 10 creeps by 4 minutes a lot of the time just because he sucks at laning. It's not like their fault. And then I hit my 6 first and kill him with a gank, or I go and contest his stacks, and his early game gets ruined a lot. Even when he has a good early game, it's not a free win. But it is a very good hero in the right hands and in the right game. I wouldn't say it's necessarily hero specialist only, but very good anti-healer to have in your toolkit. Like, I think if you're a mid player, if they have a lot of healing, like whether it's Io, a Bloodstone hero like Lesh, can't think of like, or even like a Faceless Void with his Q, picking like a Vessel, having one Vessel hero like Invoker, Earth Spirit, or Caudle can be really valuable. And you could kind of just pick one. They're never going to be like all banned or something, you know? It's easier to double farm and double stack the camps on Radiant for Caudle. Necro, I don't know. I'm going to say pick for fun. I don't think it's terrible, but I don't see it as a good hero right now. I'd have to play against it. I really don't know. I feel like it should be a good matchup into Ember, but probably sucks to play against the other heroes. And yeah, I don't know. I don't have that much experience on Necro. He doesn't feel very strong when I see him. I think Shaggy like owned a game on Necro the other day on my team. He's a Necro expert. You can ask him about it or something if you ever see Shaggy in Twitch chats or on Twitch. Other than that, I really couldn't tell you when you'd want to pick Necro other than Bullying and Ember, and there's like 3 heroes above Necro I'd probably pick first, so it is what it is. Earth Spirit, kind of same situation as Caudle, like anti-healer specialist. Not so much a lane dominator at all, just like early game rotator like Caudle with a Vessel. Worst version of Invoker at doing that. I would say Invoker's better than Caudle and Earth Spirit at that role, but they're like pretty interchangeable. Other than that, what do we have? Wind Ranger, I think, good hero. I wouldn't say the best hero mid. I think it's still better offlane or carry, but you can definitely do some good work. I played a Wind Ranger mid game earlier. It's just like a very, very strong hero right now in general, not necessarily only as a mid. It does fine mid like it always has. There's not like a matchup I would pick Wind Ranger like on purpose. I just wouldn't want to play against certain bad matchups. Like, I don't think I'd necessarily want to play against a Tiny or a Shadow Fiend. I'm not sure. It's definitely probably fine against like a Leshrac or something and a lot of melee heroes. But yeah, like just a solid hero. not much to talk about there. Don't go the like AoE focus fire talent or facet, just go the regular one. And I forgot to mention facets for the other heroes. So, a lot of the heroes I haven't talked about facets for, I just haven't played them that much. I think Bat Rider goes the like speed when you press napalm or something. Earth Spirit goes the right click damage one. I think the rock skip one's a bit weird, and then you're gonna take the magic amp. I forget what it's called. Not the recall. What is it called? Solar Bind. That's the better one for mid for sure. I don't know which facet for Brood, honestly. I think it's not the Spider's Milk, or maybe that's the... I think it's the Necrotic Webs people take normally. Anyways, moving on. If I forgot any other heroes, I'm sorry. This is like a pretty long list, so bear with me. If you're ever uncertain about what facets are better, check Dota Pro Tracker. I don't know if Dota Buff had anything on there, but Pro Tracker's great. We have some heroes left still. So let's start at the bottom a bit. What are we missing out on? There are some niche heroes, like you could maybe play Witch Doctor mid still. You could maybe pick Slaughter mid still. We're not going to try to include every hero that's like ever possible middle, just the main ones that I see. And like classic mid heroes. Lone Druid, we can throw on Hero Specialist. I think only one facet is playable. I don't know what either of them are called, but one of them is just like completely unplayable. Dragon Knight kind of fell off for me. I thought this hero was pretty good. I think if you pick it against Ember, it's fine. That's the only matchup I've really seen it in, and you have to go Green Dragon. The Green Dragon's the only good one. DP, I just don't think this is a mid hero, personally. It's a bad sign when Ember is one of the most popular mids, and a classic counter to Ember mid is Death Prophet, and nobody picks it against it. So, like, I wouldn't say, like, maybe it's pick for fun. I don't know. I don't think it's the worst hero. I think it's definitely okay in the off lane, but it's like, it's whatever. Brood is S tier as a carry or an off laner, I think, not as a mid. There's too many bad matchups mid. There's like, I've won like 3 or 4 games being Storm or Ember against Brood and just like completely like crushing the game. Like, you're not gonna win the lane that hard as Ember. You can as Storm for sure. But you just, like, crush the game with a free lane as a Spirit hero against Brood a lot of the time, like that. Kunkka's not a playable mid right now. We'll just put him in F tier. Razor, we're going to put him in pick for fun. I think if you're ever going to pick Razor for, like, single target damage like that or anti-carry type thing, just pick Windranger. Like, it's just so much better. I can't think of a time where I'd want to be Razor. Like, even with Lifestealer kind of still pretty popular, I don't think it does well against the other meta carries, and like the main thing that made Razor drop down in value for me was he used to have the armor steal talent on his Link, and he doesn't have that anymore, and other heroes just being buffed around him. Viper, I think you pick Viper if you hate yourself. It's also, but like, if I'm being honest with everybody, I think you pick Viper if you hate yourself, but the lower the MMR the game is, you will crush games just like winning the lane, pretty much. That's about it. Like, you will win lane, lose game on this hero, but in Herald, you might win the lane so hard that they don't play anymore. Like, to be honest. Timber, I think if it's a good lane counter, losing universal status hurts him a lot, but it's still okay. I don't know. I haven't seen many Timber mids or Timber off lanes in general. I think the hero used to be much better, but it's still okay. If you're a Timber specialist, you won't have too hard of a time, and like, there are certain matchups you'll do well in. Like, I'm pretty sure it does well against Void Spirit mid and still does well against Ember mid, for example. I don't know what the Tiny matchup is like. It's probably not good. Definitely not good against Shadow Fiend or Invoker. So yeah, there's just not that many like counter matchups, but there is. It'll be fine. Am I missing anything? Is that the whole list, bros? This is where you guys spam like heroes I'm forgetting about in the chat, and then I tell you those aren't mid heroes, but there might be one I'm missing. Phoenix mid? Okay, Phoenix, we'll put in hero specialist, but I think Phoenix is S tier mid, but we're just gonna put in hero specialist. I think Phoenix is the most broken mid hero in the game. I played one game against mid Phoenix and I went 0-20, so it's obviously OP and not my fault at all. Like, why would it ever be my fault? So I think Phoenix completely crushes like certain melee heroes, especially with the Radiance facet. But just a broken hero in general right now, any role really, except for carry. It's really hard to CS against Phoenix without spells, that's true. It's just very oppressive in lane and scale as well. But if it doesn't win the lane, it definitely doesn't do as well. So I saw somebody play Tiny against Phoenix, and even though you can't attack as Tiny against Phoenix, he was just tossing waves and farming, and he just had way more early game impact than Phoenix. But if Phoenix gets kills and lanes and snowballs, like, not zero. I think Pugna and Visage, I don't think those count. Those aren't mid heroes right now. I think that is all for the video. I haven't seen a single Earthshaker mid. Yeah, I think that's pretty much it. Weaver can be played as mid, but I wouldn't. I think the problem with having Weaver mid is somehow the other 8 players in the lobby in every other role that it's better in didn't pick it, even though it's one of the most broken heroes in the game. Like, it's probably like top 5 or top 3 for carry, support, 4 or 5, and offlane. So it's definitely still good mid just because the hero is broken, but not because it's a good mid. Yeah, Clinks and Pudge are okay, but I wouldn't say they're like classic mids right now. They're kind of like... Huskar's on here. No, I didn't include Slardar, but Slardar is okay. I think he got nerfed a lot. I saw more mid Slardars at the start, and then even offlane Slardars, but he got nerfed a lot, and I've only seen it offlane since then. I definitely think Pudge mid is playable. It's like the same thing as Weaver. Like, Pudge is double picked by both support players every game on both teams for me that it just never gets through. Like most of the time mid is last pick, you're just never going to see Pudge unpicked or unbanned. So I've never seen like anything like I haven't seen it in the game mid, but I'm sure it's good mid, you know. The hook facet is ridiculous. I've seen it carry games as carry and offlane as well, but it has to make it through the first 2 drafting phases to play it as mid normally. It's just not happening. But yeah, that's it for the mid tier list. That's the whole thing, the whole shebang. I know I'm going to get a million comments in the YouTube comment section about your favorite mid tier I forgot about. Like, I know you're probably the best Bane or anti-mage mid player in the whole world. I'm sorry. I don't want to make the list of every single hero going mid. These are just the most common ones I've seen or played against and have any insight on. Like, I haven't seen a Bloodseeker mid in 10 years, so if I were to just make something up, that might make you happy, but this is based off, like, all of my knowledge from playing in the current patch. So, yeah. Thanks for watching, and please subscribe. Okay. YouTube voice off, brothers. YouTube voice off. Yeah, PSA Silencer's not a mid-hero. Do I have a favorite hero? Storm Spirit, for sure. I love Storm Spirit. Storm Spirit, Ember, and Void Spirit are my favorite heroes by far, but Storm Spirit has a special place in my heart. I'd say, like, right below those 3 heroes, I love Invoker, I love Quap, I used to love TA, but she broke my heart. I love Shadow Fiend, but I'm usually like a hybrid Shadow Fiend player. Like, I like going like Blink BKB into right-click items, which is like the really old meta, like the dinosaur times meta. These days, people either pick all magic or all right-click, and I find all right-click boring sometimes, and I find all magic to be kind of a meme, but it's really good right now. Magnus, yeah, maybe I could have included Magnus, so well. Invoker guide win. I think I'm going to make a Storm and a Void Spirit guide first. Those are the most requested. Invoker is possible. It would just take a really fucking long time to go over everything. Like, I think both facets are valuable too. Dazzle mid. I beat a Dazzle mid today, even though he crushed in lane. I think the Aghanims is kind of viable, yeah, but it's a one-off game. I haven't seen him much. Other than that, I think right-click SF is fine. I think it's, like, actually fine. I have a lot of games on Pango, but I don't like the hero, actually. Oh, yeah, I love Tiny. I used to love Conka more, but not these days. I've come around to Primal a lot more. So maybe I should put Spirit Breaker mid in the Herald Superstar section. I could probably put Warlock mid there too next time. But I think I did like as many heroes as I could possibly think of. It is very early in the morning now, instead of like normally it being very late when I end stream. So I think that's it for me today. Thanks for watching, guys. I'll try to upload the tier list soon. Wind Ranger's good for sure, yeah. No, I had OD on there. Pugna I didn't, though. I haven't seen Pugna on. Hold on, don't end yet? Okay. Tomorrow, guys, the whole stream, except maybe the first hour, so I might queue 1 or 2 pubs to like let viewers come in, will be in houses. I'll be commentating some of them. I'll be playing some of them. I'll try to let as many people play as possible. I believe Vanish said he was going to sponsor the in-house day by giving subs to the MVPs. So they'll be gifted subs for MVPs of the matches. I don't know if I'll do it based off Valve's thing or like voting by the chat, but we'll find a way. Lesh is very good. Yeah, Lesh is very good. You've almost got the 6-2 goal. Oh, shit. That's pretty good. All right, let me put it on the screen then. How close? I can leave it on for a bit. Let me take the let me like fix this too before, like, I'm gonna forget to move my camera where it's supposed to be and take the chat off the screen before the next stream. I always forget. There should be better lighting either to tomorrow's stream or sometime this week. I have to set up the lights I bought.
For battle.
So I've been meaning to buy them for a while and I finally got around to do it. All right, don't beat it until the thing is on the screen. There we go. We'll even make it really big. What is the 800 by 600 right now? I'm going to turn the audio down on it a bit. Here we go. Just for you. Where is it? Meepo player will get free MVP. Well, it'll be voted by the chat. So, like, I don't know. Maybe we'll do it based on in-game or by the chat. He might get voted, like, most toxic player for picking Meepo. So I have the same hairstyle as Omni Knight. That's true, actually. I'm getting old, guys. I'm gonna lose my hair in 5 years. I think I'm gonna go bald. Be the new bald streamer. I'll replace Mason. I won't have my hair forever. I gotta cherish it as long as I have left. I don't want to be the guy with 3 strands of hair left on my head. Speech when true. Who knows? Maybe I'll have my hair forever, but I feel like I don't know my mother's side or whatever, but it looks good now, so I'm keeping it for as long as I can. If I'm looking like Asmund definitely needs to shave. I haven't seen him in a while, but he needs to shave his head or something, or like buzz cut. Or just wear a hat, you know. You have to like buzz cut and wear a hat. There's nothing wrong with being bald. It just like feels bad, man, because you start feeling old when it happens. Like, I'm 30 plus now, so like if I go bald, that's just life. Like, I'm old enough that it doesn't matter as much, I don't think. But like, there's people that are like 19 or 20 or even 16 that go bald. That would fuck me up. I'd have to get a therapist or something. I've never done that. You used to shave your head when you had hair, now you want hair. Hair's turning gray. I think gray hair, it looks pretty good. I don't really feel like ever spending money on a hair transplant or like using like the hormone pills or whatever people use. I'm not really interested. If it falls, it falls, is my opinion. I'll have to go to the gym and like be the like bearded bald man with muscles meta, but did it pop up onto screen? Is it because the audio was off? Let's see. Let me go to my dashboard for it. I don't know. Everyone's just different with hair and stuff. Like, If a hair transplant meant that I'd never had to take pills or something, but I feel like
Scouting the
there's
way.
like it depends on your age really. Like if you have thinner hair but you're in your 40s or 50s, it doesn't look bad. But if you have like thin hair and you're in your 20s or 30s, you'll look like you're in your 40s or 50s. It all depends on age and like different cases. It's already at 2, okay. I don't know if anybody in the chat
Falter.
has like bald anxiety or something, or they feel bad for their hairline or whatever as they're getting older. We're all getting older. We're the aging Dota players now. It's not the 2010s anymore. We're halfway through the 2020s. We're all in our fucking late 20s, early 30s, maybe even 40s by now. Just know the best thing I can tell you,
Flanking.
you have a bald spot on top. We all do, brother. We all do. We're all bald in a way. Just think of it this way, brothers, okay? When you were a kid or when you're walking around and you see a bald man, you don't think any less of them. You think, oh, he's just bald. They're just bald. That's it. No one's ever thought, wow, that bald guy sucks. He's bald. We all love The Rock. We all loved Michael Jordan.
Their blades
Gray
will
hairs can
break
look
upon
cool.
us.
You always think less of them? That's not
I
true.
stand
I think
for
people
light.
might think less of you if you like give off self-confidence issues about it. But
Omniscient light.
like if you're wearing a little like bald hat or something that hides your bald spot,
In the vanguard.
or you like are always stressing about it, then people will probably like feel a certain way about it.
My path is
They're
clear.
buff, you're gonna have to exit. It does. Maybe you just need the beard and the exercise. I don't know. I hope I stay with this hair forever. My hair is fine right now. I have no problems with my hair. But if it gets to the point where I gotta get it all done, like we're gonna have to hit the gym, brothers. We're gonna have to actually be a fitness stream.
Your middle tower is under
Don't know if it's gonna
attack.
update. You look like Angry Bird if you go bald, it's game over.
Your middle tower is under
Fewer
attack.
people are watching Dota these days. I think people just care less about Dota tournaments these days, but I
Fear
think
not,
there's
my
still a lot of
friends.
people watching
Our
Dota
guardian
streams.
is here.
Your middle tower is under attack.
Less attractive to the opposite sex, but socially more likable.
All
That's
is
interesting.
known.
Yeah, I mean, like,
Much.
it's just case by case and stuff, too. 13 games to do Darks here is nuts. My dashboard wasn't loading. It says you did it 6 minutes ago. Let me refresh the thing. Did it not pop up? It popped up on my dashboard that you did it, but I don't know if it popped up on the screen. It might have popped up when I didn't have it on. Yeah, I think it popped up when it was off. Because I just refreshed it and it's not working. Oh, well, we'll probably leave the overlay off for tomorrow since it'll be in-house day. We'll just show the mini-map for the most part. But yeah, thanks for hanging out with me tonight, guys. Appreciate it. Yep, now I get 1 billion burgers. Thank you. Appreciate it, Milky Way. And